Okay, you asked for it, so I had to. Hey guys, Omar here. I get comments all the time. What's that watch you're wearing? You should do a video about your watches. If you stumbled upon this video, I am not a wristwatch channel. We're more of a photography channel, but I wear watches on the channel, so I thought I would share my collection. And my wrists are really skinny, so I thought this would be a good opportunity for all the skinny wrist people to see what watches I'm wearing. Ooh. That watch is that watch. Couple notes on my wristwatch philosophy. I didn't get into watches until like a year or two ago. If you watch some of my earlier videos, I'm actually wearing like just a digital watch, or my first watch was a fashion watch that my wife gave me, which is like a quartz watch, and ironically is the watch that keeps the best time. So if you found this channel thinking that I'm a wristwatch expert, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Okay, so the first skinny guy watch that I bought was the SKX013 by Seiko. And after researching, I realized that Seiko is actually like the cheapest respected watch brand. You can get inexpensive watches from Seiko that have great movements in them. And the watches are attractive. They've been in movies. And so that's the first thing I discovered, was that Seiko was a pretty good, cheap, respected brand by, with the watch world. Now this watch has a big brother called the SKX007, the 007. But that was a little too big for my wrist. But this SKX013 fits perfectly on my wrist, and I love it. This is one of my favorite watches. Now, the bezel on this guy is not super smooth. It's actually pretty tight. And one of the issues you get with this watch is sometimes this 12 o'clock dude doesn't line up with the noon. Let's see if mine does. Let's see. Click there, and let's see, is mine lined up? It's pretty lined up. It's not terrible. This guy has no wind, so the SKX013 and the other ones in this sort of series, you have to do the Seiko shuffle. Here's the case back of the watch. It's got a cool little wave on it. And it's got a coin-looking bezel. I'm not a super fan of this coin bezel. That's one of my negatives. There's the SKX013. Okay, the next watch I purchased after the 013 is the Seiko Alpinist. The Alpinist is in Seiko's Sarb line, which I believe has been discontinued. But the Sarb line, I got a couple of Sarbs. You're going to see some Sarbs in this video. But this one I purchased first because I thought this green color was really, really nice. At first I was a little concerned about how I would feel if I got this gold, like the green and gold, but I don't know if the video is doing it justice. I think that this guy looks amazing. And if you notice, it's sort of like green, but when you look at it, sometimes it's got sort of like dark green, light green, and sometimes the light catches it at a certain angle where, like the gold lights up. You see how the 12 there is lit up nice in half. I also love the combo of number and indicator. Instead of having all numbers or all just indicators, this is the only watch I have that has number, indicator, number. So I love that. Having just a date also is nice sometimes instead of a day date. Sometimes day date is a little bit of a pain to set. So I like just the date window there. The other thing is the second hand is really pretty. Look at it. It's like super sharp. And it points, that's what I love about the Sarb line. It points to all the little second indicators. You see the tiny, tiny, tiny indicators? Let's take a look at it from the side. It's got kind of the same bulbous shape as the 013. The case back is pretty boring, but it's got a nice little mountain on the back. The crown does have a little S on there. And then it has this second little, knobby knob here. By the way, I'm not a watch channel. I think it's called a knobby knob. So this turns this direction here, and you can actually use this watch, and any watch, by the way, to tell you where true north is. One thing I don't like about this watch, and also the other Sarbs, is this bezel right here that's super shiny. It scratches so easily. If you kind of like to baby your watches, I don't so much, but it gets scratched immediately. So you have to kind of put up with all kinds of marks and stuff. Now, I love the Alpinist on a sort of rustic, old leather, junky strap. That's my favorite way to wear it. And what's funny is I don't wear it too often because I'm mostly wearing grays and blacks all the time. So if I'm ever wearing earth tones, I'll put this guy on. And something else that's cool, the watch comes with a terrible strap, like a horrible strap. But if there's a company called Strap Code that makes aftermarket straps for all these watches. I bought a bracelet and put this guy on a bracelet, and it looks beautiful also on a bracelet. So I haven't worn it like that in a long time because I kind of like it on this brown strap. But that's another way you can wear it. So that's the Alpinist. Okay, we got another Sarb. The next skinny guy watch is the Sarb Zero033. This is one of my favorite watches because I wanted to own a Rolex Explorer, which is one of my favorite watches, but that's quite an investment. This is the poor man's Explorer. And the 033, you'll find a bunch of videos about this watch. This guy I like wearing on the bracelet. I think it looks better on the bracelet. It also allows me to pretend that I have a Rolex Explorer. And again, you can kind of see the scratches that happen with this guy because of this weird little bezel there. So that's slightly annoying. But what I love about this skinny guy watch. Okay, the first is the super sharpness of this watch. Like everything is super slicey sharp. Look at the second hand to begin with. The indicators are beautiful. They kind of got like a little Art Deco-y thing going there. And then the hands on this watch are super knife sharp. And you can see that they have like a little bezel to them. So the light will hit on one side and not the other. So depending on how the light hits the hands, you'll get sort of like a half hand sometimes, which is cool. And sometimes you'll get the whole hand like this. This watch has the same movement as the Alpinist, and these guys have what's called hacking. And hacking is if you pull this out, it'll actually let the second hand stop. And that lets you, set your time really, really, really accurately. Now, the other thing that's neat is the Sarb has an exhibition back. They put a little bit of art into the back. There's like brushed aluminum, steel, titanium, adamantium in the back. Ooh, look at that artsy shot. Now, this is also the first watch I purchased from Long Island Watches. If you're trying to get your first watch, try Long Island Watches. Mark, who runs the site, his customer service is beyond unbelievable. So instead of buying from an unknown, he's also on YouTube. I'll link him up below, but he gets back to you. He writes to you. My friend Mo had a problem with a watch and he swapped it out, no problem. So check out Long Island Watches, not sponsored by, but I'll give him a little shout out. Okay, my next watch is a Tudor Black Bay. Wait a minute, this is not a Tudor Black Bay? No, it's actually better because I didn't spend $3,000, $4,000. This is from a micro brand called NTH, and they make sort of vintage looking watches that have pretty good movements in there. So this is the NTH Barracuda, and I bought it because I really did want a Tudor Black Bay. No date. This is my favorite watch to set because it's a screw down crown, it's got no date, and it's super fast to set. It's like, yeah, let's go, baby. It's got drilled in lugs, which makes switching out the bracelet pretty easy. I like this bezel on the edge. It looks nice on the bracelet. I usually wear this guy on a beige strap. That's the other way I wear it. Here you can see that it says NTH on the crown. That's pretty nice. And the case back is pretty plain, but who cares because I didn't pay $3,000 for it and I love it. Ooh, yes, one of my faves. The Pepsi Mini Turtle by Seiko. I have this guy in a rubber strap. This is the strap that comes with the watch, and I love this watch. Couple things I love about this watch. Number one, the bezel is super smooth and wonderful. And this one I have gone scuba diving with because the bezel is great. Love. Number two, the second favorite thing I love about this watch is this dial. It's a raised 3D pattern. And that pattern, when the light hits it correctly, is cool. You can see all these like little micro holes and stuff, which is neat. The next thing I love about this watch is the minutes hand. The minutes hand is this cool, different color, red, and I think that's great. I wish they would have made the hours hand blue. That would have been super neat with the whole Pepsi thing going here. Now, one thing I'm not a fan of is the Cyclops, the magnifier on the date. You could see mine is scratched up already. It's because it's raised up above the, the crystal, and it gets scratched and bumped, and it also is kind of lame looking. So there are ways to take it off. I've seen some videos, but I haven't done it. But I'm not a fan of that. That's the first thing I'm not a fan of. And the other thing is most of the turtles have this crown at the 4 o'clock position. So I wish that the mini ones have it here on the 3 o'clock position. But since it's a turtle, I wish it would have been in the 4 o'clock position. But it's still a super cool watch and not that expensive either. Love this watch. Okay, our next watch, yeah, pretty, is the Sarb Zero035. This is an exact copy of the 033. It's another Sarb. And this is my least used watch. As you can tell by its condition, we can actually see the case back a little better now. I don't use this watch often. One, it works with earth tones, which I don't wear too often. So that's reason number one. Hold on, let me go back to this. That's really pretty. Look how nice that is. Let's check out the movement there. Look how cool that is. Again, this beautiful bulbous Seiko shape. Look, there's scratches. I never use this watch, and there's scratches already on it. But these guys are really nice. The reason I got this guy is because I love the Sarb Zero033, and I thought I would love this guy as much as that watch, and I really don't. Now, the face is not white. The face is sort of like a beigeish, nice, cream color. So it's not actually, I'm trying to unscrew this, and it's not a screw down crown. So it is a nice, elegant watch, and it has the same great hands and everything, but this is my least used watch. Okay, and my favorite watch. This is probably my most used watch. This is the Steiner Ocean 39. I love this watch. This is my favorite watch. Number one, it's considered a Batman watch. Now, Steiner kind of is in the homage business, and 99% of their watches are copies, or homages to Rolex Submariners and IWC watches. They look very, 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 very similar to those watches. And the reason I picked up this GMT watch is because of the hour hand and minute hand. Now, they're not my favorite, but they are different. And I wish Steiner would do more of this, that they would design their own hands. I really don't want an homage or imitation Rolex. I don't want someone to stop me on the street and be like, give me a damn Rolex, So I love this Ocean 39. It's got ceramic bezel. It has a sapphire crystal that's domed. So you kind of look at it from the side. Look how pretty that is. So it has a domed sapphire crystal, which is gorgeous. This bezel is cool. It's got like super cool notches on it. So I love that. I love the shape of this watch. So the case is really, really, really nice. And now for my favorite part of the watch, the case back. Whoa. Now, the first thing, it has a gold rotor on the back, which is beautiful. And it kind of has like brushed lines. You can see it has little blue screws there. You can see the movement in there. It also has kind of like, circular brushed areas, which are done really well. There, you can see them there. So overall, the back is just so beautifully designed and also looks gorgeous. So I love the case back on this. I love the case on this watch. It has a good heft to it. It feels quality. Screw down crown. It also has this cool crown protector thingy-mabob. You can tell I'm not a watch channel. So a GMT watch allows you to tell 2 different times. You see that little blue indicator there? So if you want to tell the time, somewhere that's 10 hours ahead, it will point to, hey, it's going to be 2200 hours there. So you can use the GMT time to tell you a different time zone, which is really cool. My favorite watch. Should we become a watch channel? All right, I'll see you guys next time.